video is going to be just a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm actually getting ready to go to a Mets game tonight. I'm actually very excited to go. I've been trying to like go out and do more things, especially since I came into some money lately. I wanted to enjoy going out with my friends and doing stuff. So I'm just going to chat with you guys and get ready. I actually have a few things I want to talk about in this video, because I feel like there's a lot of crazy shit going on, not just on YouTube, but also with certain celebrities, and some of these things even involve murder, R-worded, and child abuse, and also just enabling basically predators. So we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to start. I'm going to do another look with the Fantasy Cosmetica Druid palette because I've only used this twice and I really want to do a green look with this. So I'm just going to put my hair up, and that's what we're using. We're going to use some newer products that I've just been really loving. And some oldie and goodies, and I'm going to use the Glossier foundation again because I've actually been really loving this too, and the House Labs concealer because this concealer is amazing. So it's actually become one of my go-tos now to go out and for a concealer to last a long period of time. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is Raw Beauty Christy. Now I know a lot of people have been talking about her, and I've been reading some comments, even from in the drama channels, like, comments below, and some people are saying, like, why is it that Raw Beauty Christy is getting this attention? Why is it that she's the only one being called out about it? And the reason why it's such a big deal for Raw Beauty Christy to be enabling James Charles with Predator Cosmetics. I laughed so hard when Dustin Daly called his painted line, which looks like honestly, I call it a piece of shit line because it looks like nothing new, and honestly, it looks fucking horrible, but people are still buying it and people are still reviewing it. So if people want to support a child predator, I mean, the whole thing with this situation with James Charles is so hypocritical because most of these people have called out Colleen Ballinger. Did I say Colleen Ballinger? Colleen Ballinger about, you know, everything going on with that twat waffle. So, I love saying that, by the way. So, like, basically, Peter Mon, which I don't really follow him that much, but I've never really had an issue with him. Like, I'm just kind of neither here nor there about him. I don't really watch his videos, but he really doesn't bother me in any sort of way. He is a drama commentator channel, and basically, Raw Beauty Christy, what I was going to say about Raw Beauty Christy is that the reason why people are calling her out is because she built her channel and her brand, basically, on YouTube for being an honest beauty influencer. And a lot of people obviously responded to that, and she gained over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So she has a big following. Whenever you hit 1 million on YouTube, you've made it, okay, honey? Like, you've made it. So even 100,000, you've still, like, made it. Even 1,000. But anyway, so I'm going to use the greens in this. I'm not really going to be talking about the makeup until the end because I really want to talk about this. So, basically, she has been following James Charles for quite a while at this point. And the reason why this is so ridiculous. And honestly, she pretty much canceled herself with the way that she handled this whole situation. It's honestly, she's kind of handling it really stupidly. And that's why people are so upset with her. And also because a lot of her followers are feeling very duped by her now, because once they found out, and she's trying to do damage control with Peter Mon, but the way that she went about it was so dumb, and she basically lied to him on the phone, because Peter Mon told her that you should probably make a video addressing why you were still following James Charles, because she's been following him for quite a while. Like, this isn't new news, but people were getting really upset with her for following Peter Mon, obviously not Peter Mon, he's not the problem, James Charles, that basically, like, her reasoning why she didn't want to make a video about it or anything. And I'm going to segue into the 8 Passengers mom, because Raw Beauty Christie is a little bit related to this situation, to that situation as well. Is she basically beat around the bush about why she wasn't, or she didn't want to make a video addressing it. And then the video that she came out with kind of like, she almost took a page out of, like, I think, like, Michaela's book, because Michaela kind of made a TikTok that was a little bit similar to, like, side-eyeing her followers, or, like, side-eyeing all the drama that she was involved in with Lashgate. But Raw Beauty Christie's excuse was, she was like, oh, I don't know if I want to make a video, and it takes so long to edit a video, and I don't know if I should, because it was just some bullshit excuse. I don't remember specifically, but that was, like, kind of the gist of it. And, like, Peter Mon exposed her and called her out. And she was trying to do damage control. And basically, like, after people were questioning her about why she was still following James Charles and why she lied to Peter Mon, she's basically just blocking people left and right. And these are her own subscribers. These are all her followers and her supporters that she's blocking. So it's like, okay, you're literally just as bad as, like, Jaclyn Hill, Jeffree Star, like, all those people that we thought that we could just, like, why is it there's so much drama in the makeup and beauty space, but it's literally gotten, like, so out of control, and it's even, like, crazier than, like, Dramageddon. This is crazy shit that is happening in the beauty space right now with the bigger YouTubers and the bigger beauty influencers. Like, it's nuts. You're supporting a child predator. You are enabling a child predator. James Charles is still the most followed beauty guru on YouTube. Like, that already is, like, the Twilight Zone for me. Like, I really feel like makeup and the beauty space and the bigger YouTubers is like friggin' politics right now. And I feel like it's been for a while. Because it's like, why is it that we are enabling these people? Oh my god, this green is so beautiful. And still following them and supporting them. All they want is your money. That is all they are doing, is making your money. Because you are clicking on their videos and you're watching their content and you're clicking their ads so they can make money. And you're using their affiliate links and all that bullshit. And basically, like, people are just fed up with the bigger influencers being, like, fake pieces of shit, pretty much. Like, and then also, so in her video that she posted addressing it, because, like, she wasn't really going to address it directly, and she didn't. And the way that she addressed it was honestly like Colleen Ballinger addressed all the allegations that were against her in her fucking pathetic ukulele video. Still the most surreal video I've ever watched on YouTube in my fucking life. But anyway, people were so upset about that. But basically, she, like, addressed it in the same way that Colleen Ballinger did. And she was using, like, this, I think like, a ColourPop palette, like, one of the mega palettes, I don't even know. And she was saying the shade names as gossip or toxic or lies or fake or some bullshit names like that, to basically say that everyone is just gossiping and none of this is the truth. And everything that everyone is saying about her is a toxic gossip train. So, like, basically the same way Colleen Ballinger addressed all of the allegations against her. I'm like, did this bitch, like, literally just watch Colleen Ballinger's video and then just take a note out of her book? It was so bizarre to see. I'm like, Christy, why don't you just apologize? And, like, why are you acting like you're bigger than everybody else that's calling you out? This is the problem, especially with bigger YouTubers in general, is that they think there's like a narcissistic way that they act towards things. They think that they're just better and bigger than their subscribers. I'm like, you wouldn't have millions of subscribers if you didn't have them. They're the only people that are gonna support you. Like, why are you trying to dupe your subscribers? It's like, and with the comments saying, like, why is she the only one being called out? And basically people's response were, you know, it's just her turn. But honestly, it's because she built her platform on being an honest beauty influencer. And also, Jeffree Star called out James Charles recently. And the only thing I can give him credit for is bringing attention to James Charles and also calling out Colleen Ballinger. But I just watched, I think it was Dustin Daly's video, or maybe it was Rich Lux's video. I just watch Rich Lux because he makes me laugh. But, you know, he's kind of controversial. Oh my god, that's such a beautiful shade. That's the shade Serenity. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. Sorry. 5 is good. Just telling my friend he doesn't have to leave work until 5. Like, he doesn't have to get here, you know, at like 5:10. He could be here at like 5:25. I said if it's a little bit before 5:30, it's fine. Like, we're not taking the train until 5:54, so. Anyway, but there was like a clip that I forgot about in like a Get Ready With Me with James Charles and Jeffree Star getting ready at the time when they were friends, but I don't think Jeffree Star was friends with anyone. He literally infiltrated all of these beauty influencers, and then once they got canceled, he dropped them like a hat. And I'm not saying that these people shouldn't have been canceled, but Jeffree Star just used people. He was never actually friends with any of these people. Maybe the only person he was friends with was Shane Dawson, but then he's been talking shit about everybody lately, but he acts like he's, you know, on his high horse. Like, oh my god, I don't do any wrong in any situation. Why is everybody getting mad at me? And then there's this shit with his hairstylist that I literally could care less about. I really don't care. And about him lying about Trisha Paytas, which again, I don't really give a shit. But the fact that Trisha Paytas has been looking better in some situations than these people is kind of like when you know the beauty space has just been flipped completely upside down at this point. Because it's like, if we're like siding with Trisha Paytas more, then there's a problem, because Trisha Paytas is not the best role model, or the best, I wouldn't say not the best role model, but like, she's pretty problematic. But anyway, so the clip was basically Jeffree Star telling him about someone that was available. I'm not sure if it was like someone that was like one of his friends or whatever. I can't remember, but I know it was somebody that he knew. And he made a joke. And now I'm like, did Jeffree Star actually know that James Charles was into straight boys? Because basically, Jeffree said, he's straight, he's right up your alley. And I was like, how come nobody is really reading into this aside joke that he said? And now, like, Jeffree Star is so adamant about calling out James Charles. But at the same time, you probably knew some shit that we didn't know before Tati exposed James Charles. And the reason why Tati was the one that made the video is so Jeffree Star wouldn't take the fall. He convinced her to make the video, because then, even though it probably would have been better coming from Jeffree Star, and he probably would have come out the other side just fine if he made a video about it, but, and again, I'm not saying any of these people are right in this situation, because I literally don't support any of these people. I am just saying, like, he could have, you know, done damage control and not completely blamed Tati for the fall of the beauty community, when no, Jeffree, you played a huge role in canceling the beauty community at that time. Just because these huge influencers were exposed to who they really are and how dark and disgusting and the skeletons in their closet that they really are, and that we all know that they're fake pieces of shit. Pretty much every single one of them are fake pieces of shit. I don't care what people say about Manny's line. He's a fake piece of shit. Patrick Starr's pretty fake. But Patrick still knows exactly what he's doing, because he's in Sephora stores and he's meeting celebrities and he's staying in his own lane. He's not into the drama, and he's the only one that's had a super successful line in Sephora. And Jeffree Star's still thriving, so yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that situation. Now I want to go into the whole 8 Passengers mom craziness. But basically why Raw Beauty Christy plays a role in this is because she called out the 8 Passengers mom about the whole scary, crazy, twisted person that this evil lady is. She's not even a lady. She's an evil demon. Of the shit that has been coming out about this 8 Passenger situation is literally heartbreaking. It is so hard to listen to, because it's literally baffling how somebody like this could do this to their children. But basically, I'll get into that in a minute. But like, basically, Raw Beauty Christy said, I don't stand by this, and blah, 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 and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with her saying that. But then why are you supporting James Charles? You're supporting someone that goes after children. Like, it doesn't make sense. Girl, like, you gotta just address it, or you're just gonna keep on getting canceled. Like, you're already canceled. Like, people don't trust you anymore. I mean, you're still gonna have your blind followers, and also, even though I don't really follow Peter Mon, her fucking followers, like some of, not all of them, but like the people that, like, you know, support her like a zombie, like other beauty gurus and other, you know, YouTubers on the internet. Some of these, those are the people that they are addressing. They're not addressing the people that are upset and know that they see through the bullshit that you lied about. Those are the people that they are addressing, so they will follow you no matter what. They're like brainwashed to the point where they think that you do no wrong. Like, that's how scary the following on YouTube has become with some of these people. They went after Peter Mon's sobriety after he made a video about her exposing what she said. And maybe it was a private phone conversation, but again, like, you literally said you wanted to talk about it on the phone and then you lied to him. Like, why wouldn't he, like, he's a gossip channel, and also, like, why wouldn't he expose you? Like, if you're fucking lying to him, I would too. And basically they went after Peter Mon's sobriety, and I think that is so fucked up. When people go after somebody's sobriety, like, that is such a sensitive process for some people. And you don't know what these people are going through every single day to fight those demons to keep their sobriety. So I think whoever does that is a piece of shit person. So I'm going to go grab my makeup sponge. Okay, so now we're going to do my base. So the 8 passengers, mom. What the fucking fuck is wrong with this evil fucking lady? Like, it's just the shit that she has been saying. She's fucking mental. I think she's seriously mentally disturbed. So basically, this lady is a family channel on YouTube, and there has been so much evidence towards, or so much video footage of evidence out there on her own YouTube videos, basically exposing how she punishes her children about something. Like, and also there's a TikTok about her starving her children in school. So basically, and I'm not going to go too much into it because it's so upsetting, but also, like, I have another situation to talk about, so this one isn't going to be as long. So she was arrested finally on 2 counts of child abuse, and now it's 6 counts of child abuse. So now she's actually been exposed to abusing all 6 children. Sometimes it's like some parents target like one specific child because they probably like didn't want to have them or something like that, and it's absolutely disgusting the way that some parents treat their children when people who are, you know, wanting to be parents cannot adopt or birth a child naturally, that they have to go through so many clearances of being a good parent through like an adoption process, and like adoption takes so long to actually adopt a child. But people that are birth moms or birth dads that abuse their children, and sometimes it's so hard to get the children away from the parents, because most of the time these birth parents are, you know, the guardians of the children, and most of the time, like, CPA services like fail these children because they don't take the parents away. They don't take the children away from the parents, and it's just so tragic sometimes. But anyway, like, I'm not going to get into the whole thing because we'll be here forever. I could talk about it for a long time, but we only have so much time. Basically, this woman is evil, and she was exposed on her YouTube channel for, you know, saying these insane things on the way that she would punish her children. The one I really want to address, because at least she is probably going to be serving the rest of her life in prison, thank God. At least she's off the streets, you know, and she's not going to be abusing these children anymore. I mean, she has done serious mental damage to these children and physical damage, and some of these children might not ever recover mentally. They're going to have problems for the rest of their lives. They're going to be afraid to trust people. Like, people don't understand, like, how much kids get affected by these situations, because most of the attention is on the actual perpetrator or abuser. But I really hope that they come out okay. It's literally unfathomable, the things that she did to these children. So basically, she starved her, like, 6-year-old kid because her kid was forgetting to bring her lunch to school. And most people are like, and she would have to make her own lunch in the morning. And why I'm so shocked by this is that most parents make lunch for their children all the way up until probably high school. Like, I wasn't making lunch for myself until I was in high school. Like, by that age, you're pretty independent and you can make your own lunch at that point. But when you're a child and you're making a child make their own lunch to bring to school, when they have to take that time out of, just getting up and getting to school to take the time to make their lunch, is literally just crazy already. But then she would starve her child because the kid would forget the lunch, or probably would forget to make the lunch to bring to school. And this is literally on TikTok. Like, there is a TikTok of her saying this. I think it's on TikTok or it's on YouTube, whatever, it doesn't matter. She said that when the school would call, or like the teacher would say, oh, she doesn't have a lunch, she could not go to the school and bring her a lunch. She said, and also she told the teachers to not feed her child. Like, she needs to learn the harsh reality of, remember, like, you're a 6-year-old kid, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Like, are you serious? And then, another one was that she was punishing one of her older children. I think he was like 13 or 14. He looked older. And I forgot why she was punishing him, but basically she made him sleep on a beanbag for 6 months because she took away his room. And basically, also, since he didn't have any privacy then, like, he didn't have his own space, like, who knows if he even had access to a bathroom or shower, like, honestly, like, who knows? And also, when the children were actually finally found, or the reason why this was finally brought to police attention, is because one of the children escaped from the house because most of these children were bound by duct tape with she bounded their hands and their feet, and also their mouths. And I don't know what she was punishing them for. God only knows what. Maybe so then they wouldn't move, and then they wouldn't do anything evil, according to this bitch, when she is the evil demon, and I hope she rots in prison for the rest of her life. So basically, oh my god, my skin looks so good. So basically, the kid escaped from the house and notified one of the neighbors saying, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I need food. And then obviously the neighbor finally called the police and they were arrested. But she is claiming that she did a good thing and that she was protecting her community and her household from these horrible children, because apparently they were sexually molesting. One of the kids was sexually molesting her other children, and also other kids from her neighbors and other family members. I mean, other neighbors' kids and stuff like that. Like, if that was even happening with the neighbors, this situation would have been already handled, because if a neighbor knew that one of these kids were molesting her children, that neighbor would have already called the police and they would have been arrested already. But, like, when I heard that, I'm like, that's literally insanity. So I just wanted to address how crazy it is, but I'm glad that at least that she's going to be serving probably a lot of jail time. So then, segueing into another case that has been going on for 20 years at least, and I'm talking about the actor Danny Masterson on That 70s Show. So Danny Masterson was Hyde on That 70s Show, and basically he's a Scientologist. So he's already fucking wackadoo. And 2 women had claimed that he had R-worded them and sexually abused them and all of that. And he was finally arrested and charged with felonies, and that he is going to be serving 30 years in prison. So he received the maximum sentence allowed for these crimes in whatever state he was tried in. Not sure what state it was. I'll have to look that up. But the maximum sentence allowable for R-wording in that state is 30 years. So the judge did not, the judge was like, he knew he was guilty, and he did not give him any forgiveness, probably because the judge also knows how crazy Scientologists are. But basically, Scientology is fucking nuts. And what should I put on the lower lash line? What color do I want? I think I'm just gonna do the forest color. I just needed to look for a second. But these shades are so pretty. I'll tell you guys which shades I used at the end. So it's kind of getting crazy though at this point, because I mean, I always knew that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, which were also on That 70s Show, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but basically Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got famous because of That 70s Show. Like, it was a huge show back then, and I've actually seen the entire show, and it is a very funny show. But there's a lot of shady things that went on that show. I mean, we're kind of finding out more and more. Oh my god, there's so much about this. There's like so many layers to this, and now I kind of understand a lot of the reasons why these things went on, because now we actually have the backstory. But the reason why people are so upset with Ashton Kutcher, because basically Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis made like these letters of, I forgot what they're actually called, but basically like people can write like letters of on the behalf of the victims, or even on behalf of the perpetrator or the criminal. And since Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have been friends with Hyde, Danny Masterson, I mean, since That 70s Show started, they basically wrote these letters and were kind of defending Danny Masterson and saying like how great of a person he is, and that, you know, we could not imagine him ever hurting, like basically ever hurting a fly, like he's a Scientologist. He probably brainwashed them. Like, But also, there's a lot of stuff coming out about Ashton Kutcher that makes him just as crazy as Danny Masterson. But people are really upset with what, sorry, I'm just doing my liner. Are really upset with what, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher said about Danny Masterson, and basically saying that you are siding with a friggin' rapist. And the reason why it's so bad, I could just say rapist because it's not like I'm monetized or anything. Which is so hypocritical for Ashton Kutcher to be enabling Danny Masterson and defending him when everybody thought like he was an amazing person, because he has literally a charity to help sexually trafficked women that are raped or women that are victims of rape. So people literally just aren't really understanding why Ashton Kutcher is defending him. He looks worse than Mila Kunis, but like, Mila seemed to be very aggressive in her apology video with Ashton Kutcher, because they basically made an apology video because they were getting called out so much about it, about the letters that they wrote, that people were really, really upset because you're literally defending a rapist. So they, you know, had to go on YouTube or TikTok or whatever to address why they said these things. And, you know, Mila kind of came off very aggressive and saying, like, we support victims. Like, she was very, just, I don't know. It was very, like, she always felt like she was being attacked. And, like, well, yeah, people are gonna call you out because it's like, why the fuck are you defending this person? Like, what you should be doing, because the sentencing already happened, like, and I don't think he's eligible for parole in any way. So, whatever you said, like, it was not gonna judge the, it was not going to sway the judge's decision. It wasn't going to judge the judge's decision, right, Caitlin? So, the thing is that I don't know if I can really, I used to love Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and now I'm just like, I'm literally disgusted by them. And like, the more and more that come out about certain celebrities every day is that, and what I was gonna say in this video is that you never really know how these people actually are in real life. Like, actors and YouTubers, I don't really see it as much with, I mean, I do, and people are still enabling certain singers as well. Like, anyone who is famous or is on the internet, you have to take them at face value at this point, because you don't know how the person actually is in real life. Just because you love a certain person online, even like the regular beauty influencers that I watch, I don't know how they actually are in real life. The only reason, and you know, they could be as genuine and as honest as they possibly can be, but again, the reason why they're like this is because they want to make money. And the reason why, like, you shouldn't blindly follow somebody, I mean, you can do whatever you want, it's your life, but I have never been like a blind follower of like a YouTuber. You know, the only time I used to like be obsessed with, you know, celebrities was when I was growing up, and you know, I loved the Backstreet Boys and I loved Britney Spears and I loved NSYNC. Like, I was part of that bubblegum pop era where everybody was obsessed with the Backstreet Boys and everybody was obsessed with Britney and NSYNC. But now, as you get older, you're not really like obsessed with these celebrity figures anymore. And like, I feel like even when I first started, you know, watching YouTube and stuff, I really was obsessed with Jaclyn Hill. I was obsessed with Kathleen Lights. I was obsessed with Manny MUA. Like, I loved all of them just as much as everybody else did. And then, like, when all the drama came out, like, it kind of, you know, made me come to a turning point where you can't really trust these people. And it kind of just makes me a little bit more wary. And I take everything with, like, a grain of salt that what certain people say. Like, if they're going to review a makeup product, like, that's different. Like, I'm going to see, like, if they're honest about reviewing a makeup product, I'm most likely going to listen to their opinion. And, like, 99% of the time I'm watching the video because I want to know what they think of the product. And, you know, their personality plays a big role in it as well. But, like, actors are way better at hiding it than beauty influencers are, because they're an actor. And they can put on whatever persona that they want. And they can make you believe whatever they want because that's what they do for a living. So I just wanted to say that just because you love a certain actor, we don't know what they're really like in their personal lives. And you know what? That's okay, because, you know, they don't have to tell everybody everything in their whole lives, and they need their privacy. But the fact that all of this crazy shit keeps on getting exposed is, like, it's kind of getting friggin' nuts. So, the other thing I wanted to address was that, Ashton Kutcher was actually involved in his ex-girlfriend's murder. Like, he didn't, like, plan it or anything like that, but basically, he dated this, woman, I can't remember her name right now, but basically, he made it sound like he didn't date this woman for that long, and after I've been seeing some of the clips of him that he used to say, even on Punk'd, and I loved Punk'd, that was one of my favorite shows, I just thought it was hilarious. And then they play some of the clips back of some of the, like, creepy things that he has said about celebrities, especially, like, underage girls, because now it kind of makes sense, because he wanted to be with an underage girl because Mila Kunis was only 14 years old when she started that 70s show, and everybody knew that Ashton Kutcher had a crush on Mila Kunis. And it was just weird because Ashton Kutcher was 19 and Mila Kunis was 14. I just wanted to address this before I go into the other thing about Ashton Kutcher, because honestly, there's so much to this situation. And it keeps on getting, like, crazier and crazier. Like, honestly, like, I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone again about some of this stuff. I just want to plug in my phone for a little bit before I leave. I mean, it's pretty charged. It's, like, at 93%, but I want to keep it at 100 at least. But it's not like I'm really going to be using it that much. Like, the only time, like, I really burn the battery is if I use it for like, directions and stuff. So, she lied about her age to get on that 70s show, and basically when the producers and the writers finally found out what her age actually was, they didn't really do anything about like, changing her story about, like, her kissing, like, all of the actors on that 70s show. Like, she kissed everyone except for Topher Grace, and Topher Grace wanted to respect her as being a child. Like, the Ashton Kutcher, William Valderrama, and Danny Masterson basically alienated I'm just going to use my House Labs bronzer again because that's what I want to use. Basically alienated Topher Grace on the set. And people, or there used to be rumors that Topher Grace was an asshole and that he hated the actors and he didn't like the show at all. But now it kind of took a completely 360 because Topher Grace did not want to be around Will, Danny, and Ashton because of the way they treated Mila Kunis or just talked about women in general. Because, again, Topher Grace was an actor and he wanted to respect, women's boundaries. So he didn't want to be like that. So I think that is the full reason why he left the show. And why the show was more focused around Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson, like seasons 8 and 9. I mean, it still was a good show after he left. Like, at least it didn't really suffer that much. Like, not like Scrubs. Like, nobody talks about the last season of Scrubs because everybody said that was, like, one of the worst things on TV. But, like, some shows, like, literally can be completely damaged because a certain actor leaves. And the show sometimes will never bounce back. But anyway, so yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. I was like, wow. I was like, I really did not know that. And I was like, now it like makes perfect sense. So basically, Ashton Kutcher was taking home his ex-girlfriend one night. And I don't really know like fully how his girlfriend got murdered that night, but basically he was going to come. Oh wait, no, he wasn't driving her home. I don't know what I said. He was coming to pick her up for a date, Ashton Kutcher, and he discovered that she was murdered. And basically he called Danny Masterson to ask him what he should do about the situation. Like, somebody just got murdered. Obviously, you should report it to the police. But I don't know if he thought that he was going to be a suspect in it because... But basically, what he did somehow got the murderer off to serve time for this crime of murdering this woman. This poor woman was stabbed 47 times from this crazy psychopath. But again, I'm not sure of the whole story as to why it happened and like what, went on. But basically, what I know is what role Ashton played in that, in the night that it happened, is that he asked Danny, like, what should I do? And Danny told him not to call the police. And that's basically the whole reason why Ashton Kutcher protects Danny Masterson. And I was like, that blew my mind too. I mean, I know that this has been public knowledge for a while, but I didn't learn about that until like yesterday because I've been watching a lot of Sloan's videos. He's a great channel, by the way. He's a great commentary channel. I don't care what anybody says about him. I think he makes really good videos. And I usually go to him when I want to, like, find out about something that's going on. So it is what it is. But it's just, that's so crazy. It, like, blows my mind. Now, that's the whole reason why Ashton and also Mila are protecting Danny Masterson is because of that. I'm guaranteed it's because of that. Like, isn't that nuts? Like, when I learned this, I was literally, my jaw dropped. I'm like, are we in real life? Like, has this, what has everything has come to at this point is that we are supporting, Caitlin. That's what it should be. I feel like that's what I should call it now because it's just so crazy that, like, how could you support anyone that does any of these things? Like, I'm just learning more and more each day about how these people actually are. I forgot, like, how intense this highlighter is that I'm using. But it's just friggin' nuts. It's friggin' nuts what we are learning lately about these people. And I just had to come on and talk about it. So I'm almost done. But yeah, what are your thoughts on all these situations? I really would like to know. Leave it in the comments below if you care to. I know not many people watch my videos, but I am curious to see what you think, because I think everything that is going on with these situations is kind of friggin' nuts. So, and I used to be a big fan of that 70s show. I really liked that show, but now I'm like questioning it. So, and then also the whole writer's strike that's going on. I also saw that some of the Orange is the New Black cast is now speaking out about that they were literally the biggest show on Netflix when that show was out. Like, it was #1 for weeks. Like, everybody watched it. Like, millions of people loved it. And some of the actors said that they were paid $27 in total for the entirety of the series. They were paid like pennies for each episode. So now I kind of understand why a lot of actors are leaving Netflix shows, or why they don't work out with certain actors. I feel like that's a huge reason why as well. Like, if you're not like a huge name in Hollywood, you're not getting paid shit, especially on these subscription service shows on Netflix. I mean, nobody said anything about Apple yet, but who knows? Maybe they actually pay their actors. But it's just becoming crazy. Like, so like it's a lot of, you know, like show actors that are being supportive of the writer's strike. Some bigger names too, like Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler actually marched with them as well. And it's like, that's a huge deal that they joined the movement as well, because they're big names in Hollywood. So they basically said, if you're not like A-list, like Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, you're not making any money. So that's just crazy to me. So I'm almost ready. So the reason why I'm going to this game is because, one, I haven't been to a baseball game in a while. Two, I'm not really a Mets fan. That's a reason why to go, right? Obviously. That's the #1 reason. No. So my friend actually is a huge Mets fan. And her husband usually always get... Oh my god, why can't I find my lip liner? Hold on one second. Okay, so my friend said he's going to be here in like 15 minutes or so. So I'm almost done. It's not like we have to leave immediately when he gets here, because again, the train isn't until 5:54. But actually, this is like the first time I've actually been hungry today. But I wanted to be hungry to go to the game because Met Stadium, which is Citi Field, actually has really good food. I think I've only been to Citi Field maybe once or twice. But anyway, so my friend usually has season passes for the season, obviously. And sometimes she gets extra tickets. And I saw her husband's post asking if someone wanted those tickets to go to the game. And I messaged him about it. And I was like, what time is the game? And he said 7 o'clock. And I was like, let me get back to you, because my friend has been asking us to go with her, like, for the past couple of weeks. She's actually asked me quite a few times. I've just never taken her up on the offer. But I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. So I asked my other friend if he wanted to go, and he was down. And I texted them like 2 days ago saying, like, we're down. And she sent me the tickets, because you have to download the MLB app. And we're going to go to the 7 o'clock game. So I'm really excited. I just want to finish my lips so I can tell you guys what I used. I just had to put my jewelry on and be done. I can't find my other flat. like my other shoe. I know it's in my closet somewhere. Yeah, but there's just like a bunch of wild stuff going on right now, and I really wanted to talk about it. Okay, so I just used Minuteman to line my lips, and now I'm going to go in with the Give Me Glow liquid lipstick in the shade All That's Apricot. Oh my god, I love this shade. Perfect. I actually used a Give Me Glow blush and highlighter. I just wanted to use a couple of my Give Me Glow products today. I love this color. It's so pretty, and I love this formula. Give Me Glow makes amazing products. Like, everything I try from them is always amazing. I'm just going to finish it up off camera. Okay, guys. So this is the finished look. I don't know how the hell I get liquid lipstick everywhere. Okay, so... Okay, that's better. I was like, why the heck is it, like, all the way down there? So here are the eyes. And they turned out super pretty. The cheeks. And the lips. So yeah, I really like how this look turned out. I always like pairing green with, like, orangey blush and lipstick. I always think that they pair so well together, but, like, oh my god, my nose is so itchy right now. I don't know why. So for my eyes, I used the Druid palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and I used the shade Sage in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Forest, and then I used Old Growth on the outer corners, and then for the lid, I went in with that beautiful shimmer Serenity, and that is so freaking pretty. Like, it's so reflective. It's gorgeous. And then for my lower lash line, I went into the shade Forest. And then for my inner corners, I went in with Balance. And I finally got to dip into that shade Balance and Serenity, and they're both so stunning. So really, really like those. And then, like I said, I used the Glossier foundation and the concealer from House Labs. Been loving both of these so much. They're both so good. I love how my face looks. It's just such a beautiful full coverage foundation. I really love it. And then for my blush, bronzer, and highlight, I just went into the House Labs bronzer, like I said. I also primed my face with the Do It spray and the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And then for my blush, I used the Give Me Glow blush in the shade Havana Cabana. And then for my highlight, I used Halo from Give Me Glow, which is like one of my most used highlighters. But it's always so beautiful, and it's like one of my trusty dusties. And then for my mascara and everything, I just went into... I used my Makeup by Mario brown liner on my waterline. And then for my mascara, I used my Rare Beauty mascara. So yeah, that's it. So I have to go. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And yeah, I'm really excited to go. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.